highly respected in the industry. I'm at his lounge in Claxton Bay. Dr. Leroy Calliste, the Black Stalin. Good evening.
Wendy, pleasant evening to you.
How you doing?
All right, as usual, just,
Taking
rolling
it
along,
easy.
rolling it along.
This is
yes.
your place. I'm so honored to be in your place. My first visit.
Nice.
It will not be my last.
No, we honored to have you.
Very
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not ready to talk to Black Stalin yet. I want to talk to Leroy
To
Calliste.
Leroy, all right,
Yes.
all right.
So
Well,
tell
we
me a
can
bit
chat.
about Leroy, where you're from, how you got involved in music.
Music, okay. Born, grew, still live in San Fernando.
South.
Music has always been part of the family, the work, from the steel pan to maybe the mass and the little singing thing. And, and in the early 60s, I just decided that I'm going to take it a little serious.
Right.
Because I enjoy doing it. And it's so much things you could do, with your music. Because I think, all I set out really was to be able to make a difference in somebody's life.
Right.
And over the years, I think
your
I've been
lyrics, you've done
successful.
that,
I've
yes.
been successful over the years. So it wasn't a hard trip because, I'm born and I grew in the culture. So it was easy, from pan and mass to transform the thing into calypso. So here I am.
So how difficult it was for you to get involved in calypso? Some people had issues with the tent and they didn't choose this one and they benched this one and...
I never had any problems, And I'll tell you why, I had my love for calypso. From small, the love that I had for calypso. Calypso always look out for Black Stalin in that way then, So nothing that went on in calypso for me was any pain that I'll have to cry about or thing. I mean, never once in my life that I decided I'm going to leave it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And that's how I was to my music then. So it was a beautiful trip.
Good trip and still going on and on.
Going on and on and on.
Tell me about your first calypso.
Girl, early 60s. This was this guy that I knew that used to sing in the Southern Tent by the name of Successor.
Okay.
And, I met him, I told him one day, hey, look, I want to sing some calypso and thing, And I said, well, true. So yes, and he kind of took me under his wings.
Okay.
And, beautiful advice and everything. And until I finally climbed the stage in a little place called St. Madeleine.
That was your first show?
One night. Oh boy. I think to go back and to remember that song, something about calypso and calypsonian.
Okay.
Yeah, but I was so lucky that the first year, which was like 59, young fella now, leave school and things happening, I was able to make it to the national semi-final. So I think, starting off from that, it was, it's sort of, I love it.
Just build from there.
Just build from there.
And you write all your music?
All, because, it has so much things that I want to say, and that I said already there, that I think, I can't finish say the things that I want to say. So every year you have a different story to tell.
Exactly.
And as I tell you, making that difference in people's life, being able to see something that people could just carry a line or two for the rest of their life.
And relate to.
That certain Black Stalin songs become certain people's national anthem. Whether it's Black Man Don't Get Nothing Easy, or We Could Make It If We Try, or Stand Up for Something, or Feeling the Party, it become part of their life then. And I really enjoy doing it.
Fantastic. Tell me what you think about the art form then and the art form now. You think it's progressing in the right direction?
Well, we keep going and coming, but I think there's hope outside here.
Hope, yeah.
Yeah, because, a whole lot of the youths interested still in the calypso. I mean, here in the next month or two, you're going to have maybe 300, 400, 500 youths, all the school. I mean, when I started singing, it had not like no calypso contest and no school.
So how did you all used to survive back in the day?
Well, again, the calypso tent, and then we go through the islands. We have always been, the Caribbean islands has always been the breadbasket of the calypso then. So, we, it was tough, but it was beautiful because, you just enjoy being the Calypsonian then.
And especially when you're doing something that you love, it always makes it a lot easier.
Yeah.
Collaborations, you've done a few?
Oh, a whole lot, a whole lot, a whole lot.
Do you think they help, or do you think?
They help.
Okay.
They help because the music is always about sharing. Then no one person could pull it off then.
Okay.
And I had the honor of working with some of the best musicians in the business, collaborating with some of the best artists out there. Early as even in the 80s, I had the opportunity, or maybe even Bugsy arranging for Black Stalin,
Yes.
whether it be Frankie Francis or Arthur Dakota, or, most of the top arrangers. And then a whole lot of collaboration too, whether it's Ella Handel or it's just so much to mention.
So who would you say has been your mentor throughout the years?
Well, I spent a long time with Kitchener.
Right.
I spent a long time working with Kitchener, and I had the opportunity of working with Kitchener, not only just to sing, I had the opportunity to MC.
MC?
Yeah. Well, I was like the number one MC in the calypso business.
So how you end up MCing when you go on to sing calypso?
Well, again, I used to do it in the Southland.
Right.
Around the little South End and thing. And I got the opportunities in the late 60s to do it in the tent. And I mean, that was it because, I look a lot of years at Melody, who really was one of the best that I've ever seen in terms of the MCing business. And I sort of practiced with him when I went into the tent, the Kitchener tent in Port of Spain. I met him, and he was the number one MC at the point, and I was like a junior under him. And one of the years he didn't come, and here it was the tent. Stalin ended up running the whole tent. And I mean, taking off as MC from there, I was able to do it in St. Thomas, I do it in New York, and so I mean, the review was just.
So you did it alongside singing, or that was separate?
Alongside singing. I never stopped. I never stopped.
So introduce yourself.
I never stopped the singing. Also, I mean, all the auditions for the tent, I had the opportunity, I mean, from, I selecting some of the best. I mean, whether it be, Crow, Pengo, all, I mean, they all audition under Black Stalin.
Very good.
So.
What are your views on competition?
In any case, you got to compete. Because if you don't compete in the savannah, you still have to compete by rhino or by crossway. You know. So I mean, like competition is healthy for the calypso business, but it shouldn't be what you place all your emphasis on.
Okay.
Once you go there, you could be in some problems. I won my first calypso Monarch in 1979. And already I had done 2 full-length concerts with Asta Johnson Repertory Dance Theatre. 1977, I was doing Blackboards and Kings with Asta. And when I won the Crown in 79, with Asta again together at Valentino, we were doing Blood Brothers, which is like, 20-something songs, 10 apiece together with, Andre Tanker and things. So it wasn't just like going into calypso alone. I had the opportunity of working in the theater, and I think Asta Johnson was one of the, the best choreographers and producers that they had at that time. So spending a few years working under Asta sort of got me ready, even for the MCing too,
Excellent. We're getting more into Dr. Leroy Calliste. We're getting more into your future. We'll be right back.
Calabash Entertainment and Promotions, the one-stop shop for entertainment, television host, radio presenter, event manager, artist manager, public relations manager, protocol officer. Contact us at 756-3549. You can email us at calabash@gmail.com, and you can follow us on Twitter at calabashent. You can find us on Facebook at Down to Earth with Wendy or Calabash Entertainment and Promotions.
Intense and vibrant lip color for that alluring, striking look. Strong, bold eyeshadows to entice and enchant. Natural-looking second skin foundations for a truly exotic style. Intense, bold, exotic. Sasha, makeup for exotic skin.
It's all about the soca banger. It's all about Bunchy
What?
and Shani.
90.1 FM.
What? Soca and Shani Harmony.
Welcome back. We're here with none other than Dr. Leroy Calliste, the Black Stalin. Tell me where the sobriquet Black Stalin came from.
Well, it started as Stalin,
Yes.
and the person that named Stalin was Blakey.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, and that was from the early 60s. You know, I had the opportunity of meeting him and chatting with him and telling him I want to sing calypso and things and things. He said, you have a calypso name, boy? I said, no, boy. He said, call yourself Stalin, boy. I mean, at the library in San Fernando, he had just come from doing a show in Empire Theatre, and I met him and explained it to him. And I think I just kept it, you know. It was so nice that a senior at the time, I mean,
Yes,
and at
could
that
make a
time,
recommendation.
could make a recommendation, and it was so nice, you know, that we, for all the years, we just kept that friendship going. We all grew up around him, and you know, and
So how important do you think sobriquets are? Because a lot of people going by the name now. Some people have it, some people don't.
I don't think it make a difference, you know.
Okay.
I don't think sobriquet make a difference, because I think it's you know, what you do.
Right.
What you do,
It's
what you put outside there, then is what is important. Because a good music is good music, regardless of who do it. You know, there's certain calypsos you could sing and you don't even know who writes it, you know who sing it. I mean, so good music is good music. So the idea is just to keep making music.
And what is your recipe for a good calypso?
Well, for Black Stalin, I think the message, first of all, you know, which I look for, first of all, the message. Then I think when you get the message, everything takes shape.
Right.
Because if the message is about Carnival, it have a music for it. And if the message is about Good Friday,
Have music for that.
it have music for that. You got to come up with it then. So, you know, Good Friday, we're not going to have, you know, we're either going to take it on the one or the thing. If it's
heavy BPM.
Heavy BPM,
Right.
yeah. So I think like topics for Black Stalin, first of all, is the key. And then I let everything fall in.
Are the topics you stay away from?
Well, long ago, maybe I do a couple spicy songs and so on. But I think any time I sit down to write, then, you know, I think I always like to, like I say, do something to make a difference.
Right.
And today, happy that I took that road to be able to produce songs that not so much festival music, because what we have now is a whole lot of festival music, and after the festival that music goes so, and then you have things. So it's important to know if you're doing festival music, you got to live by the festivals then.
Okay.
You know, and I try to keep away from the festival music.
So you can live throughout the year?
Yeah, I won like 5 Calypso Monarch, and although I wanted to do in the festival, but it was not festival music per se. So right now I go on a stage and sing any one of the songs.
Yep.
Like, you know, whether it's in Carnival or out Carnival, whether it's Caribbean Man or whether it's Dorothy, whether it's Bondem or Feeling the Party or Sundar or In Time, I'm able to come out there now and sing any one of the songs that I won the crown with or went to the Savannah with, and still get a beautiful response from the
To the
audience.
point where you don't even need to record anymore? You have such a large repertoire of music?
And that I'd never be able to finish singing those songs then. I mean, it's like about 200 and more songs then over the years, then albums and singles and, you know.
Excellent. 2K12. What are your plans? What you're coming with? Sneak preview. Sneak preview.
Well, right now I have a couple of things that I'm working on. I have a couple of things I want to finish with Kenny.
Right.
And also right now we have a nice collaboration outside there happening with Black Stalin and Dylan Adan Raymond.
Okay.
We did something.
You doing chutney? Or he come over on your side?
Well, we meet halfway.
All right.
You know, but it's a beautiful collaboration, and you know, always wanted to do something with Raymond and the band. You know, being in San Fernando and he write Gasparillo and thing then. So we do something, we have it outside there, it's playing, and we have a whole lot of parties we're going to go into for the carnival together with him. And besides that, as usual, you know, I would do all exclusive with Roy Cape and the band, which is my band.
Yes.
Back in band as usual. So I always we're going to have a beautiful carnival then.
Any
Beside that.
Any pan songs?
There is a particular song that I'm doing. It's a collaboration with Anis that he leave a beautiful melody with me, and I put some lyrics to it, and I'm hoping in the next few days to go in the studio and do it. He's in London, and maybe in the next week or two he can be in Trinidad and maybe do a solo or two on it. But I'm doing some work with Anis too, you know. So it's just a continual moving around, you know, guest appearance on Soca Monarch, guest appearance on Chutney
Monarch. To the greats.
Yeah.
I think that is such a fantastic move that they're doing a tribute to the greats. So we're honored to have you in Soca Monarch.
Yes. And then again, I'll be doing another guest artist spot on the Chutney Monarch. I did one last year.
Okay.
So I'll be back in the Chutney Monarch doing a guest artist spot.
Is Raymond competing with that song?
Well, we have a song outside there. That song we have outside there. Put them out, and Raymond keep talking, competing, talk with me. I said,
so you may end up in the Chutney Soca Monarch.
I said, Raymond, not Stalin and Chutney. And Stalin. And he said, well, you have to. But we look at it, and maybe at the time draw close if we are, you know, we have been on the spaces there, I would go and do it with him because I think it could be an honor to do something outside there with Raymond.
And what about the Calypso Monarch competition?
You know, I get that up about 10 years now.
Yeah, why you gave it up?
You know, it's only so much you could do. I won 5 calypso Monarch in Trinidad. I was runner-up on 4 occasions, first runner-up. Second runner-up about 3 times. And I used to enjoy it. It was beautiful. You know, the whole Carnival Sunday night and and after 25 years, 25 times singing Carnival Sunday night for the calypso Monarch, you know, all the juice gone from Black Stalin being in the savannah because I had some beautiful nights there then, you know, and I don't ever think you know, that could happen again. You know, 62 had the opportunity of being in the savannah together with Sparrow and Kitchener and Pretender and these guys then, you know, and competing against those great then. I mean, when Cypher won, I was making my debut in the savannah, which is in 67 as a young fella and between them. So after all these years, I just think I'll sit by and like watch it. And maybe if it's any assistance, you know, like year after year, I will give some of the youngsters the assistance. You know, I'll make an appearance with Brand London or make an appearance with Aloes or who then I will drop in and, you know, do what I could do to assist them in just going forward.
So what would you say was your greatest victory?
You know, the first one is always stand out, eh?
Right.
Caribbean Man and Play One, 1979. That was a beautiful one. But I love 87. Bundem. I think
you
that.
Didn't really sing much there.
You
were the first mother who won that didn't really. You didn't sing much.
I didn't have to sing.
You didn't have to sing. The whole place was just singing.
No, that was a night. You know, I never see anything like it. You know, 1987 was an experience for me because you know, just get even before I sing a line then. The audience was, I mean, they sang verse and chorus. And I really enjoy it because, you know, going to the savannah and you don't have to work hard. Where the audience working for you.
But that happens with a lot of your songs though.
Yeah. So
you don't really have much work to
Even
do.
Black Man Feeling the Party, that was a beautiful year too. And then Sundar was another nice year where like I'm a paid tribute to my friend. And it was super.
And your London experience, because I had the pleasure of working with you in London.
Yes. Oh. Well, I always enjoy London. Simply because, you know, like when I go to London, I always, you know, come across like Trinidad and Tobago in the 50s.
Yes, it does have that ancient feeling.
You know, you get that feeling, the roundabout and all the beautiful flowers and you know that narrow winding streets and all that. I really love London. You know, I mean a whole lot of shows I did in London, a lot of shows I did in London. Also, I was so lucky that I was in London the year when the for the first time, the calypso went to the what it was, the Royal. I think it was in the
Royal
final.
Albert
That
Hall,
Royal
yes.
Royal
I won
Albert
that
Hall
year.
was in Royal Albert. You
Yeah.
won that year.
Yeah.
Yeah, Royal Albert Hall.
Yeah.
I was real happy to be the guest artist on that in that beautiful. In that
Yeah, that
beautiful
was an
place, it
experience.
was an experience.
Soca and
yeah.
calypso in
in
Royal Albert
Royal
Hall.
Albert Hall. I
Yes.
think but besides that, I enjoy a lot of. I love up there, like Finland, Sweden, Denmark, and
Europe on the whole.
And in the whole, yeah. I love all those little Scandinavian countries, and I think I really enjoy how people accept the music. Music is
Yes.
music. Then, I always say that Europe is the last of the appreciative people for culture.
Very true.
People in Europe, they just appreciate what you do. They never allow you to leave without a encore. If they had to stand up and clap for 15 minutes for you to come back and do something, and I enjoy that kind of appreciation.
Fantastic. There's so much more to talk to Dr. Leroy Calliste about. We'll be right back.
Calabash Entertainment and Promotions, the one-stop shop for entertainment, television host, radio presenter, event manager, artist manager, public relations manager, protocol officer. Contact us at 756-3549. You can email us at calabash@gmail.com, and you can follow us on Twitter at calabashent. You can find us on Facebook at Down to Earth with Wendy or Calabash Entertainment and Promotions.
Intense and vibrant lip color for that alluring, striking look. Strong bold eyeshadows to entice and enchant. Natural looking second skin foundations for a truly exotic style. Intense, bold, exotic. Sasha, makeup for exotic skin.
You don't know. It's all about the soca banger. It's all about Bunchy
Wax
and Shammy.
90.1 FM.
Soca edition, the honey.
I want to say welcome back with Wendy. And I just love talking to Wendy because we could do this whole day because, as she says, we does it all the time. So let me hear what you want to find out now.
I want to talk about the art form and where it's going. You think we're heading in the right direction? What do you think the youths need to do a bit more? You think calypso dying or it's in good hands?
No, calypso in good hands. This is one music that it can't die. And as long as certain people are around and keep it positive, I mean, it's looking good. Forget dying. What would happen along the way is like different music would come, music would go, music would come,
Okay.
music would go, but that thing would stay. Maybe you'll get little branches coming off of it, whether it's soca or choppy soca or what,
Right.
everything, but it comes off of the calypso. Because it's one of the oldest music that we have around that people still jump into. I mean, it's still named calypso, and in the 30s it named calypso too. And I think a whole lot of people interested in the music. It's just we got to do some more work so as to put the music outside here then. Because no, it's not just the singer, it's the music itself then.
Okay.
The entire music. Just as how we could get somebody from St. Lucia or London interested in doing the calypso. It's the same with the musician too. Have to do his bit to have the musician out there enjoy the music too, because it's not just about singing it. But it's looking good. I mean, calypso may not be to the standard that it was maybe when Harry Belafonte did his thing and took it to the top of the world, but it's still there. And with hard work, we could get back calypso to that level there, because I mean, everybody, whether Nat King Cole or who, Andrew Sisters or what, we have played inside of the calypso.
Exactly.
And right now, you've been out there and you would know then like Sweden, you could go to Sweden now without a band from Trinidad.
They appreciate the
And,
music so much.
And just walk with your music sheets and you could do an entire concert of 15 or 16 songs with a band from Sweden.
Yes.
You go to London, you don't have to work with musicians or anything. So that tells you something, that around the world certain people into the music.
But why do you think they appreciate it more out there than here?
I don't really think so, I don't really think so. It's something that coming to them, but it's our heart. It's our heart. Nobody in Trinidad fool me and tell me that they don't love guys, so they can't fool me with that. Then you know what I mean? Everybody, Jove morning does ask who win in the Savannah last night, even though they wasn't there then.
It's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What Alo's singing or what does Cockroach have, boy? I mean, it's part of our life, guys. So it's not just a music kind of thing. It's part of our way of life. A tree needs somebody. Standing where you have for next day, boy. That's a normal question. Then that you know. I mean, you just sing to people after when you come in, girl,
Exactly.
and sing. You know, so it's there. But just the artists themselves need to put in some more work.
In terms of, you think it's marketing or you think it's the actual song?
Both of them. Both of it. You know, we got to, like I said out before, we got to distinguish whether we're doing the festival music or we doing all time music for
So
the
they
all
must
time.
know what they're doing
They
and
know what
stay
they're doing.
focused.
Because after the carnival, you know, when you go to the radio station, they take the festival music and they put it there.
aside, yeah.
Because it's jump and whine and shake and jump and thing, and we know how far that was only good for carnival shows.
time.
Yeah, that maybe one could slip through and make a thing then, and then you now who doing it have to follow the festival, London Carnival or Miami Carnival or thing
Exactly.
to get the music out there. But I think it's doing well. Everything is doing good because you know, you have so much youth now, not only singing or composing. You know, every little youth now have a little studio somewhere. They're
Yeah.
trying to put something together, studying the mixing. You know, everybody have a computer now, have a studio home.
Yes, that's right.
You know, and I think it's looking good down the road. And there's a whole lot of youths. So I think the music is in good hands. Good hands. We're on the road of establishing the industry. And I think sooner or later we're going to get out of that narrow corner that everybody put themselves in. Because the only way that we could do our industry is when we understand we're dealing with a music industry and not a calypso industry or a chutney industry or a soca
branding.
industry. So you end up, you know, all these little groups then and where that you just sing chutney, nah, he's a soca singer, she just sing jazz, or she just do this and she just do that and thing. Sooner or later we gotta start to put all together. Because, you know, it has something that I and Mongal could do. I mean, it has something that I and Lavadina Pastora could do.
Right.
And you know, and collaborate somewhere and come up with something beautiful. So we got to throw down all these little
Branding.
barriers and stay in this little corner that we want to stay, that use a palandero and use chutney and thing. Yeah.
Segregation.
And I think when we look around at the kind of collaboration that we have going on with different artists out here right now, I think we're in good hands.
In good hands.
Because I don't see the music. Music is something that never dies. It just go through changes and so on.
Different phases.
And we got a beautiful music here. We got beautiful music where, like, you know, it may go through a little changes, but it stay beautiful. You know, a few years ago we was on the 1 and the 3, and today find a whole lot of people on the 1 then. You know, a few years ago it was padam bam bam, padam bam bam. Now today they do it on the 1 bam 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 bam, which is the same 4.
Same format.
The same 4 to the beat. You know, just as we used to rest because that is our way of life and expressing. Then you know, if you watch a calypso person walk, then you're going to see that whole 1 3 1 3 bam bam bam. The typical
Right.
calypso people walk, calypso land and stand up by the road. You know, like a professor say once, you could stay on the other side of the street and watch somebody walking up the road and know what part of the world they're from. You know, I mean, we know Chin with the short steps, and we know Latin America with the whole thing, and you is your music then,
Exactly.
you know.
Dr. Leroy Calliste,
My dear.
a doctorate that was so well deserved. It was a pleasure talking to you. It was an honor coming
Yeah.
to Stalin's Lounge in Claxton Bay.
Yeah,
Closing
yeah.
comments. We're about to wrap.
Well, I want to say, well, here I am. Here you can find me at the lunch. We keep pushing the calypso. We have a weekly shows happening. And
Here.
yeah, yeah.
What days are?
Friday and Sundays.
Okay.
The weekend go on. We had Ninja and Crazy. We had Baron before, and every week we try to keep the culture
Excellent.
going. Then you know, So just enjoying life, enjoying the calypso,
Fantastic.
watching the youngsters grow, and doing what I could do to assist them to get outside there and be another Stalin or carry the music a little further.
Thank you so much
Hey
for
Wendy,
taking time.
nice talking to you again,
Yes,
baby.
lovely.
Okay?
Thank you so much.
Love you, man. And we must stick together in any kind of weather. Listen, this is Black Stalin, and I want to say that you're here at the Black Stalin Lounge, and you're viewing Down to Earth with Wendy. Just keep listening.